Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. It is the Sandman, better known as Jim. Just wanted to do a quick video here. I know a lot of people talk about what they're reading, what they want to read, so forth. I thought I'd do the same thing, thought it'd be pretty cool. And I've got two stacks. I've got a stack of stuff I've read, and a stack of stuff I need to read, and then stuff I'm going to use for a couple of upcoming videos I'm going to do too. Um, First off, we'll look at what I've read. Not a big pile, for as much as I normally get here. But the first thing, I really like this, and I like getting, first appearances of heroes from the Silver Age uh, that are kind of obscure, or villains too. Like I showed you guys before the Justice League of America that had the first appearance of the Shaggy Man. Well, this is Justice League of America 64, the first Silver Age appearance of Red Tornado. And I have no idea why they call it Justice League of America when the Justice League isn't even in this book. It centers all around the JSA. Okay, Golden Age guest stars Black Canary, Doctor Fate, the Golden Age Flash, Starman, Hourman. All them are in there. Doesn't even mention the JLA till the end of the book, but it's really cool. Another weird thing I noticed about this particular issue is it didn't give me who wrote what, who drew what, or any of that. Usually it's somewhere in here. I mean, I can look it up and find out, you know. There he is, right there on the second and third page. Boom. But, it doesn't give it anywhere in the book. Dr. Fate, you know. And as you can see, it's in good shape. The cover has been loved, Back has been well loved. The front has been well loved, and it's got a bit of a spine roll, but I didn't mind. I didn't mind getting it at all. Really good book to have, you know. Uh, I guess this would be considered a minor key, you know. Uh, First Silver Age appearance of Greenland, or I mean of Red Red Tornado. Oh man, I wish it was the first Silver Age appearance of the original Golden Age Green Lantern. That would be great to have. That's a nice grail. But yeah. Anyway, there was that. And then these I got from Cheap Comic Collector. Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead. And it's written by none other than Mr. Evil Dead himself, Bruce Campbell. And I got the first two issues. And I read these. Really good story. I don't even like zombies or zombie stories, but this is incredible. I need to get issues 3 through 6 now, so 4 more issues to find out what happened with this story. Guys, if you can find this, grab it. It seems like there's nothing Bruce Campbell can't do. Act in movies, TV, host a game show, and now, boom, write a really good darn comic book. Awesome, awesome stuff. Check it out. Okay. These are really cool. I don't know if you guys know about these. These are from the 80s. They're almost 40 years old. They're from 1987, so they're 37 years old. Um, Over there in India, um, I'm sure you guys know, the Phantom and Mandrake and all that are really, really popular. And I've actually got a couple of the Indra Hall comics from India. This is volume 24, issue number 22 with Mandrake the Magician. And this is volume 24, issue number 25 with the Phantom. Really cool stuff. And yeah, I paid a little bit more for these than I normally would, but you're gonna do that when it comes to those international comics, that are other countries. I mean, look at the cost of the Latin Spider-Man books and the Latin Star Wars books, that come out of Brazil and Mexico and Peru and all that. Okay. Now, this is another book here that I got out of um, uh, one of the claimed sales from Cheap Comic Collector, Mr. Rob himself, Legend Lore. It's issue 14 of Legend Lore from Caliber Fantasy. I didn't even know Caliber had a, you know, uh, fantasy division, but it's Wrath of the Dragon issue number 1. And I bought it just for that cover, that awesome dragon cover. But it turned out to be a good read, good, solid fantasy story. Um, it is black and white art, and in my opinion, it's pretty darn good. I mean, you have to be a pretty darn good artist to pull off the black and white art. That tell Whenever a comic is in black and white, that shows your art, and how. So I actually want to now try to find the rest of these. It's a fun read. Okay. And speaking of fantasy comics, these next three I got every week. You can go to mycomicshop.com and they have a big $1 sale. They'll have tons of stuff. And I got these for a buck each in their dollar bins online. They have an online dollar bin. It changes every week, man. From Blue Water Comics, excuse me. War of the Elementals 1, 2, neat fire salamander there, and 3. And the whole premise of this story is that there are 4 elementals in another dimension, and they're always fighting each other, vying for power. And somehow during World War One, these flying aces, both on the American and German side in World War One, or I should say British, and yeah, because we weren't really involved in World War One, I don't think. Anyway, I'm not a history major. Um, but yeah, both sides of World War One fighters get sucked into this other dimension. They're able to get back to our dimension, but somehow it brings all 4 with them, and it causes chaos. Okay, so I need to get the issue. I think it's only a 4-issue miniseries, so I need to get the final issue to see what happens there. And that covers what I have read. Okay, stuff that is on my list to read. Okay. First off, Story of Jesus, Classics Illustrated. I looked through it and perused it. It looks like it takes directly from the Gospel of Matthew. And when I was at the claim sale of Rob's claim sale, I got this from Rob, Cheap Comic Collector, as well. I didn't realize it was in as good a shape as it is. Little dog ear down here at the bottom. And then, the back, I thought the back cover was not attached, but it is. So, I mean, that was even better. And as you can see, it is a very big, thick book because it's covering the Gospel of Matthew. Um, and the art is serviceable. Doesn't have to be great. As long as it gets the word of God right, that's what matters there, to me anyway. Okay. And something which is the other side of the coin of this. Um, if you guys are familiar with the Crusaders and Chick Tracks and all that, they have their own set of comics, and I had to get this one. It's Lucifer, the Angel of Light. And one thing I didn't notice was look at the hands. Lucifer may disguise himself as an angel of light, but he cannot completely disguise himself. He is dripping blood from his hands and the robes at the ends where his hands come out of because of all the evil deeds he does. And people are saying, well, if you're going to read Jesus, why read this? Because you need to know your enemy. You need to know your enemy. Okay. And I already did a previous video on this. Baffert and the Grey Mouser, 1 through 4, by Fritz Leiber. Stories adapted by Howard Chaykin. Art by the wonderful Mr. Hellboy, Mike Mignola. And inks by Al Williamson. You know, that's like a dream team on comics. So yeah, I'm really excited to read those because I love Fritz Lieber's Baffert and the Grey Mouser, and that's just going to be a rip roaring good time for me. All right. These are old books I showed you guys a long time ago. Still haven't got to read them yet. Giant Size, Weird Secret Origins, you know, and then Legacies #1, the variant cover. Y'all know how much I love me the Spectre and Doc Fate. So yeah, I got to read those. And then I also showed this in a previous video. You know, the Victorian Age of Wonder, their JLA version. I just haven't had time with work and everything else to just sit down, relax, and read comics, as you can tell. Um, and I should be ashamed of myself because, yes, I still have not read the 6-issue miniseries that is 2 years old of Wesley Dodds the Sandman. This is who I'm named after. Ask my wife. I dressed up as him to go to a con, had my own gun, had the gas mask, the vest, the trench coat, the hat, the fedora, everything. And yeah, that's what broke my glasses. See, my wife said. And, you know, that's why this is here, the tape. Um, but you know what? That Gorilla Glue works. I'll tell you guys, Gorilla Glue works, man. um, but I just haven't sat down to read these yet. Those were all #1s. There's #2, #3, #4, #5, and the last issue, #6. Yeah, I need to sit down and read this. You know, how horrible am I if I cannot read those? Now, some interesting stuff that I'm going to talk about in my upcoming videos. I got 2 planned out coming up. When I get to them, I don't know. I'm going to do them as much as soon as I can. Beastmaster. But you're not going to believe that these sci-fi novels from the 50s and 60s are what made our fantasy movie of the Beastmaster. And I'm going to get into that and cover it. Yes, because it's pulp, baby. Andre Norton wrote tons of stuff, fun stuff. This was just, you know, like her claim to fame getting this movie made. And then, you know, 2 other movies followed, a TV show in the 90s. Um, the going to talk about the actors and actresses in this. I mean, come on, you've got Tanya Roberts, Midge from that 70s show, Mark Singer. Mark Singer is a great actor. He was in the original 2 miniseries, V and V the Final Conflict. Fantastic stuff, guys. But we're going to get into all that in the next video. And then the video I got planned after that is going to be Elric of Melnibone. Great swords and sorcery fantasy pulp. This guy has been through everything. The only thing they haven't done yet are movies or a TV show of this, but oh, no, no, and there's been no video game that I know of. But he's been in comics, graphic novels, tons of novels, uh, and I mean, Elric is well known the world over. I mean, Titan Con, you know, even Titan putting out comics of him. You've seen my graphic novel that I was trying to sell, Elric, the Prince of the Dreaming City. Even Marvel got in on it. First Comics got into it on it, and they had great top-notch talent. Roy Thomas, P. Craig Russell, Michael T. Gilbert working on these books. And then they did all the Eternal Champion saga with Corum and Hawkmoon, all those guys. But those are things to look forward to on my channel. Um, I'm still working, we're still going to do the giveaway. 200 subscribers get the free stuff. Um, as always, be sure to like the video, share it with someone who you think would like content I put out. Um, Subscribe if you haven't already. And let's get to 200. After that, we'll set a goal for 500. And I'll keep covering weird, unusual stuff that most people in the comic community will not cover or just don't because it's not totally comic related. But like I said, I love Golden Age stuff. I love the pulps. So I hope my love of it will infect some of you out there to actually love it too. Remember, pray for people in Los Angeles. It's crazy out there right now. Uh, you heard about, I'm sure in the news, you heard about the National Guard armories getting robbed. In the more ritzy areas that stuff wasn't burned, they're actually burning houses to get people running out of them. These are organized gangs doing this, okay? Burning houses, get people running out of them so they can go in and loot the houses of everything before it burns down to the ground. It is madness. So please pray for the people in Los Angeles. Be kind to one another. As far as comic books, whatever, buy what you like. Read what you buy, and it brings you joy and happiness. You can never go wrong. I never spec. I don't spec on anything. I buy what I like. I buy my Godzilla stuff. I buy my Golden Age reprints. I buy my JSA, and I'm always happy. And when I was specking years ago, I bought a bunch of stuff, and look, I'm trying to get rid of it now for a buck, $2, what have you. So, you know, do right by yourself. Because look what happened in the 90s when everybody was specking. People lost their shirts on it. Buy what you like, read what you buy, be happy. If you like slabs and it brings you joy, cool. If you like big treasury editions like I do there, cool. You know, you like the floppies, whatever. Omnis, doesn't matter. On that note, have a blessed rest of your Sunday, and thanks for watching my video. Bye, everybody.